Hello children! The digestion process is quite interesting and complex steps and excellent integration. The hunger hormone, ghrelin, signals the brain to consume food, and the satiety hormone, leptin, signals to stop consuming food. The taste and smell are interconnected signals to sense the food. The food we consumed is broken down by mechanical and chemical processes. I am Shubhajit, here to explain an important and interesting topic, peristalsis, from the lesson Coordination in Life Processes of Class 10 Biology. Mechanical digestion starts in the mouth by biting and chewing the food through the mastication process. The autonomous nervous system allows the 3 pairs of salivary glands to secrete saliva. This moistens the food to make chewing and swallowing easier in the form of slurry mass called bolus. The bolus is transported into the esophagus by swallowing with the help of the tongue. Learning outcomes. After studying this topic, you will be knowing about movement of food from the esophagus, digestion process in the stomach, movement of food from the stomach to the intestines, expulsion of wastes. Keywords: food bolus, peristalsis, chime, villi, medulla oblongata, brainstem, let us see the concept map on coordination in the digestion process. From feeling hungry to the utilization of food is interconnected, and the food is broken down at different stages. Let us observe the pathway of recognition of taste by the brain in this flowchart. Travel of food through the esophagus. The esophagus receives the food pushed by the swallowing action of the mouth. Peristaltic movement in the esophagus is a wave-like movement of the wall of the esophagus. The walls of the food pipe secrete a slippery substance called mucus. Mucus lubricates and protects the esophageal walls from damage. This helps the bolus to slide down easily, just as the oiled potatoes move in the tube. The saliva in the bolus helps in the easy movement of food into the stomach. The wall of the esophagus is made up of two kinds of smooth muscles. The inner layer consists of circular muscles and the outer layer of longitudinal muscles. Contraction of the circular muscles results in the narrowing of esophagus just behind the bolus, squeezing it downwards. Contraction of the longitudinal muscles in front of the bolus widens the tube below, shortening that particular part of the esophagus. Contraction and relaxation of these muscles bring in a wave-like motion, propelling the bolus into the stomach by the peristalsis. This is involuntary and under the control of the autonomous nervous system. Digestion in the stomach. The food in the oral cavity stimulates the nerves in the cheek and tongue to carry messages to the brain. These messages are transmitted from the brain to the stomach wall, stimulating the gastric glands to produce gastric juice. The walls of the stomach secrete juice containing hydrochloric acid, HCl. Most of us may have experienced belching and a burning sensation due to this. The contraction of the stomach muscles squeezes and mixes the food with the acids and juices. These digestive juices turn the food into smooth, porridge-like chimes. The stomach contractions decreases as the digestion near completion. This relaxes the muscles of the pyloric sphincter at the opening of the stomach and the first part of the small intestine or duodenum. So, the partially digested food or chyme is released in small quantities into the duodenum. Peristalsis involves the contraction of the muscles behind the food and the relaxation of the muscle in front of the food pushes it forward through the digestive canal. Have you observed a cow or buffalo with something moving from its throat to mouth? After that, the cow or buffalo starts chewing. It is the bolus moving from a part near the stomach of the animal back to the mouth. It is reverse peristalsis, a common process in ruminants like cows, buffalo, etc. These have an extra pouch in the stomach to store quickly swallowed food. In humans, reverse peristalsis is a protective mechanism to expel unwanted substances from the food canal. We observe that the digestion of food starts from the mouth and passes through the gut. The food settles for some time for digestion at certain locations. So, food does not move uniformly through the digestive system. Our stomach is like a pouch with elastic nature and its size increases based on intake of the food. Digestive juices are produced depending on the quantity of food. If the stomach would produce the same amount of digestive juices irrespective of the food quantity, the walls of the stomach would be destroyed. The stomach secretes strong acids during digestion. The HCl secreted by the walls of the stomach is strong enough to digest the hard bones as well. How is the stomach protected from the secretion of its acids? Mucus secreted by some cells in the walls of the stomach forms a thin lining like petroleum jelly, and this counters the action of acid. Hence, the stomach is protected from damage being caused by the secretion of its acids. Travel of food from the stomach to the intestine. The partial digestion of food in the stomach makes it a soup-like mixture and enters the small intestine. In the intestine, the acidic chymes initiates the production of hormones like secretin and cholecystokinin. These stimulate the pancreas, liver, and walls of the small intestine to secrete pancreatic juice, bile juice, and succus entericus. The absorption of nutrients by villi in the small intestine is a very selective process. The inner surface of the small intestine contains thousands of finger-like projections called villi. These villi increase the surface area for enhancing food absorption. The digestive tract is unique among internal organs because of exposure to a variety of external physiochemical stimuli in the form of ingested food. Thus, the intestine has developed coordinated movements of the muscular and neural apparatus. This ensures the appropriate mixing and propulsion of food during digestion, absorption, and excretion. The neural apparatus of the digestive tract is a complicated network of neurons. So, scientists nicknamed it the second brain that mediates the body's immune response. About 70% of the human immune system acts in the gut to expel and kill foreign invaders. The communication of the trillions of bacteria in the gut with the cells of the gut nervous system is still under research. Therefore, gut neural tissue functions more than the digestion of neural signaling of hunger pangs. The little brain of the inner body is connected with the big brain, partly determines our mental state and plays key roles in certain diseases. Technically, gut or second brain, known as the enteric nervous system. The sheath of the neurons are embedded in the walls of the alimentary canal of 9 meters end to end from the esophagus to the anus. The second brain contains about 100 million neurons. The enteric nervous system stimulates and coordinates the breaking down of food, absorbing nutrients and expelling waste. Thus, equipped with its reflexes and senses, the second brain controls several gut functions independently of the brain. The unwanted waste material, stools or feces, reach the large intestine or rectum by the peristaltic waves. The left side of the colon acts like a storage tank of feces. Water gets reabsorbed and the remaining hard mass of waste is stored in the rectum. This smelly yellowish fecal mass is called stool and is expelled out of the body through the anus. Two muscular layers help in the exit of stools. One is under involuntary control and the other is under voluntary control. These muscular structures help in opening and closing the aperture of the canal called the anal sphincter. We get energy by the oxidation of food during respiration. This is an involuntary process controlled by the medulla oblongata by the autonomous nervous system ANS. Digestion occurs in the food canal and coordination of respiration and blood circulation is necessary for the oxidation and the transportation of food and energy releasing process. Points to remember: